Welcome and thank you for visiting. In this session, we'll be going through a simple yet effective process to help you toward the more abundant life you desire and deserve. If you're ready to begin, and you're in a place and time that does not require your full attention, such as driving or operating tools or equipment, and you're not playing this aloud in a moving vehicle, then go ahead and allow yourself to get comfortable now, and we'll get started. Decide if you want to drift off into a nice, deep, peaceful sleep at the end of this session, or if you'd like to be alert and back to a normal waking state. Each time you utilize this program, you can decide for that specific encounter how you'd like the session to end, based on what context works best for your objectives at that time. Settle into a nice, safe and secure, comfortable position and feel free to adjust yourself or the device you're using at any time to help you feel as good as possible as you begin now to focus your attention on your own breathing. All right, just allow yourself to be as lazy as you want to be and follow along with me closely, perfectly, in vivid detail as you think about what we are discussing here, listening quietly to the sound of my voice. And while you're listening quietly to the sound of my voice, you begin concentrating for a few moments on your breathing. Breathing slowly and steadily, just as though you were sound asleep, or pretending to be sound asleep. And just as if you were pretending to be asleep, go ahead and close your eyes down now. Almost as if you were trying to trick someone into thinking you were sleeping deeply and causing them to think twice, and then decide not to disturb you at all. And imagining perhaps just how comfortable you might look to them and even to yourself while you're relaxing there, using the power of your mind and imagination to see yourself, some enjoyable version of yourself in your mind's eye, and then using that same powerful imagination of your mind to do whatever has to happen both inside and outside to make you look even more relaxed now. And as you're still thinking about your deep, slow, easy breathing, making quite sure that each breath you inhale lasts the same length of time as the previous breath in, and each breath you exhale lasts the same length of time as the last breath out, even though each breath in will probably be slightly shorter than each breath out. And also making quite sure that each breath in lasts the same length of time as the next breath's in, and each breath out lasts the same length of time as the next breath's out, even though each breath in could possibly be slightly shorter than each breath exhaled out. And while you're thinking about your breathing, noticing perhaps the weight of your head as it rests even more comfortably in that spot you've placed it for this experience, and how you've made it so relaxed and peaceful there, as it looks like you're in a deep, deep sleep. And still listening quietly and intently to the sound of my voice and responding to the suggestions I'm sharing, suggestions you want to help you from where you are to where you want to be, and how making those changes and adjustments that you've decided to make will quickly and easily make things so much different for you, so much improved, so much richer and more abundant in those areas of your life. And while you're listening quietly to the sound of my voice, it may be that you'll become aware that you've forgotten for a few moments to think about your deep, relaxing, rhythmic breathing. But that's all right. You can simply start thinking about your breathing again now, while you're listening quietly to the sound of my voice and what I'm saying to you here. And perhaps as you do those things, you'll also become aware, just slightly, of the music playing or any other sounds around, but they will just serve to help you concentrate even more perfectly on the sound of my voice and the suggestions we share. And as I continue to talk and you continue to focus on the things I've mentioned, it's likely that you, like most people, will become aware of the temperature in that place you are now. It may be perfect as it is, or it may be a little warm or a little cool. And no matter what it is right now, that will help you concentrate and turn your focus back onto your own breathing and what your body looks like as it continues to relax and hear the sound of my voice over the music and other noises. And as you do, you might become aware of how profoundly relaxed that arm has become, and how you have the ability to relax every muscle, nerve, and joint in your arm to the point that if you were to try to lift or even move it, you would find that you have relaxed it to the point that it just won't work. Imagine and enjoy that idea and sensation now, especially as you hear the ideas I'm sharing and continue to focus on your breathing and what it might look like to be on the outside of yourself, watching that arm so relaxed that it wouldn't move at all. I wonder how well your memory is working as you struggle to remember these things. The weight of your head, the depth and rhythm of your breathing, the music in the background, any noises that might be occurring in the area, how you look from the outside, the temperature of the room, that arm that may be so relaxed that it won't move, the sound of my voice, and the other things I've mentioned that you may notice. And now you can think how good it will feel, how clean and crisp and clear it will seem in your mind when you simply allow yourself to think of only the most important thing of all at this moment and for this time, concentrating all your energies on that one most important thing, which is going to be so easy to think of now that you're going to allow yourself to think of only one thing instead of 5, or was it 7, or perhaps 9. All that matters is how good it feels to continue to relax now and let your conscious mind drift as your subconscious mind will continue to focus on the sound of my voice. As always, this time is a gift to yourself, a gift to help you in many areas of your life when you want to perform at your very best in any situation, and especially in moments when and where it is important to you to do your very best on demand. And you find that you can do that easily and reliably. Perhaps even now that mind drifts to a time in the past or coming up where there is external and internal pressure to perform or remember or do something else in the moment it's needed. Could be something you have done once or many times, or perhaps not at all yet. It is still detached and separate from you and causes you no concern. Calm and in command of your mental and physical state, and all your many resources, which you can draw on effortlessly to perform your very best. Sometimes you are performing in the moment with real-time perspective, and sometimes it benefits you to detach yourself from the environment, almost as if you were watching it on a screen or from a distance, and you stay completely relaxed throughout the encounter. However you choose to approach the scenario, you move into and out of the interaction with peace and calm, remembering and recalling all you've read and heard and studied, and doing the very best you are able to do, and even better than you may have imagined, frequently surprising and pleasing even yourself with how well you perform. You have peace and calm, and you perform what you want to and when you want to with precision and purpose and pleasure. Always clear, relaxed, focused. And the more clear, relaxed, and focused you notice you are, the easier it is to think and do even better still. You will be delighted to discover that as you approach that situation, that the closer you get to it, the crisper and cleaner your thoughts are, the more perfect your memory and recall become, the more precise and flowing your actions are adapted to the moment. You already begin to feel the swell of well-deserved confidence that comes with performing at your peak. With proper excitement and filled with peace, you also notice it lets you look forward to the opportunities you will have to access and express the things you've studied and learned. Perhaps even now, or even a moment from now, you may choose to think about an upcoming event, specifically or vaguely, and feel that increase of power and passion toward that moment, and toward your own peak performance, and the freedom you experience, and can experience, and will experience. How good it will feel afterward to look back and recall how wonderfully you performed, and letting that build confidence in you for each activity you have in the future. More and more focused success. Imagine the freedom that you enjoy, and more with each breath, with each day, with each encounter, that you are more and more completely free. Free to be confident, free to be relaxed, free to be focused, free to be clear and concise and professional, and free to perform and produce the results that are best for you in any given situation. A peaceful internal anticipation leads towards and flows into calmness and creativity and confidence. And as it does, it pushes out everything else and fills you with your very peak performance for that thing at that time. And that feels so good. Feels so good, in fact, that you look forward to opportunities to shine and to perform with a healthy, helpful anticipation and joy. Opportunities to perform to your peak with relaxed ease and grace. So much so that you'll find that even as you walk into the very building or other location, perhaps through those doors or other entryway, that your body and mind relax and focus, that you become even more clear and professional, that just walking through that entry or stepping into that space brings you to a state of peace and power, both mentally and physically. And you happily discover that the more calm and relaxed you become, the better you perform. All your energy, memory, recall, and thoughts brought to bear on the task at hand. And when you've completed it elegantly and powerfully, you feel even better than before. Perhaps even now you can imagine walking through the doors or into a specific place and just feeling a lightness, a calm relaxation flooding over you, and knowing with a deep inner confidence that you will do well this time and next time and every time after that as you look forward to the opportunities and possibilities to perform. That is something you may choose to practice and experience regularly, so that when you walk into that space, it's almost as a professional athlete stepping out of the locker room and onto the field or court, perhaps ready to perform at your peak in your big game and well able to overcome any obstacle and win. Always calm, clear, relaxed, focused. You welcome opportunities to challenge yourself, and you perform wonderfully every single time with resilience and outstanding memory and recall. And your results are wonderful and continue to improve as a result of that clarity. Enjoy those waves of relaxed focus washing over and through your body now, and whenever you need them to be at your peak performance. Always calm, clear, relaxed, focused. And when you wake up after your sleep, or emerge fully after this session, whichever you've chosen when we began, you'll be refreshed and renewed to go about your day, ready and well able to take advantage of all the opportunities and possibilities that you find before and around you. Always calm, clear, relaxed, focused. Always calm, clear, relaxed, focused. Always calm, clear, relaxed, focused. You can continue to allow the scenes to develop and play out in your own imagination as you concentrate on the sound of my voice and the suggestions I'm sharing. As you probably already know, each time we interact, whether through a recorded program or with me in a live online or in-person session, you can allow the sound of my voice to guide you even more deeply, more quickly, and more perfectly into that wonderful state of mind and body that you desire, and into the thoughts, habits, and objectives that best get the results you desire, as well as serve you all throughout your life. The comfort and connection grows stronger and allows you to gain more and more benefits from our encounters, no matter how we are interacting. In a few moments, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and we will be bringing this session to a close. With each number I count, you will drift further and further into the ending for this session that you have chosen. If you want to drift off into a deep, peaceful, restful sleep when we finish up this time, you can allow yourself to do that with each number I say, and by 5, you'll have drifted very deeply asleep. If you've chosen to emerge and return to full awareness today, then you'll find your energy level and awareness increasing with each number, with each breath, until, by the count of 5, you are alert and rested, like you've had a nice, long, refreshing nap. Whether you've chosen to drift off to sleep or emerge to fully alert, the peace and relaxation you feel will continue to flow, and you'll maintain the wonderful feelings you've gained during our encounter here. 1. About to finish up this session and looking forward to more time together and even more benefits to come. 2. Feeling physically perfect, mentally perfect, emotionally calm and serene. 3. Peace and calm flooding your mind and body inside and out. 4. I appreciate our time together, and I hope to hear from you again soon. 5. That's right. Thank you, and congratulations.